What a night there in Toronto and all throughout Los Angeles. Everybody can celebrate without. Just want to say hi to everybody. Welcome to Access Sportsnet Dodgers, brought to you by Mercury Insurance, John Hartung, Jerry Hairston Jr., Nomar Garcia-Parra, and Oral Hershiser. The Dodgers get it done in 7 games. The first team in a quarter of a century to repeat as World Series champions. We'll have a lot to talk about, but right now, Miguel Rojas, Nomar's called shot tonight, hit a home run to tie the game in the 9th inning, is standing by with David Vassegh. He was not starting a baseball game for 25 days until Game 6 last night, and he helps the Dodgers force a Game 7 with his incredible defense. Tonight, does it with his bat, tying the game with a home run in the 9th inning as we see the party that is about to ensue there at Rogers Center. The Dodgers back-to-back World Series champions. Right now, let's go back to Toronto and hear from Clayton Kershaw. Could you imagine, I mean, a better script for Clayton Kershaw to ride off into the sunset as a back-to-back champion, a 3-time World Series champion. Just an incredible scene right now in Toronto. This is their 5th team photo. That was the goal when they won the division and they had their first team photo in Arizona. But this is the one that they all wanted, Jerry, as back-to-back World Series champs.
You know, Miggy mentioned something. This team started in Japan. This team is exhausted. It is a long grind of a season, whether you start in March to the end of the season. If you don't make the playoffs, it's a long season. But for these guys to play a World Series last year, have that long World Series, short off season, and right away start in Japan, and then have a long postseason. These guys found a way to win. We see the setup right there. They cannot wait to pop a little bit of the bubbly and a little bit of the Budweiser as well. These guys deserve all the praise. Again, this team, it's a team. Yes, there are some stars, superstars, probably the best player that ever played this game on this team, but it took everybody, a guy like Miggy Rowe, to stay ready, and when his name was called, he was able to perform.
And when you say everybody, Jerry, it's more than the people who are right there on the team, that are on this roster, or even the guys that were traveling, just in case anybody were to get hurt, who are currently on the 40-man. Let's not forget what they endured over the entire season and all the individuals that put on that uniform that they needed to kind of hold things down when certain guys were on the IL and trying to come back so they can deliver late in the season like they did. When Snell was on the IL, Glasnow was on the IL. There were so many starters, so many pitchers, so many different guys on there, and you had different guys have to step up and really contribute and give them opportunity to get to this moment, to culminate to this moment and win it. These guys, not only what they endured at spring training, as you mentioned, all the different games and the travel, but it was win or bust.
Yeah.
They lose here, it was a bust. Even it was an incredible series, is a bust for the Dodgers, and yet still to the very end, to the 9th inning down, still had to tie it. They fight. They don't give up. They believe in each other, and they pulled it out. Just an incredible season, incredible series.
They started the year with expectations, right? Really high expectations, and they ended up doing the unexpected with the unexpected people. You know, Will Smith catching every inning in the World Series, Glasnow in relief, Snell in relief, and then Yamamoto pitching with no day's rest. Absolutely ridiculous execution in expectation in places you're not expected to do it, but they volunteered. They say I'm ready, and they went out and they got it done. It was pitching and defense, but it was also offensive contributions, small ones, but huge because of the situations.
We saw some Dodger legends created in this World Series, Oral, and the first one that comes to mind has to be Yoshinobu Yamamoto, the World Series MVP. What he did, throwing 2 masterpieces, a complete game and then 6 innings last night, winning both of those games, and then coming back and winning Game 7 on 0 days rest. He goes 2 2/3 innings. Just incredible stuff we saw from Yoshinobu.
Well, he should be studied because he doesn't throw with his arm. Yes, he has a good arm, but he knows how to set up the lever system. He works very hard on a daily basis to set his lever system up to the point where he has a throwing coach that it's not to throw a baseball, it's to throw a javelin to make the perfect throw so that when he does have a round object in his hand, which he's making $325 million with, it's going to be done well, it's going to be done accurately, and it's going to be done in a way that he can do it back-to-back days, 3 days in a row, whatever he wants, until, you know, the bones are lined up but the muscles are responding, and he was absolutely marvelous.
I'm thinking about the entire season. You know, all the starters that we had here were at the end were all on the IL. He was out there the entire year. What he delivered. He was the rock. Yeah. He was the one you counted on. He was your ace. He's the one you depended on, and depended on even more here at the very end. We saw what he was all about last year. He delivered in the postseason last year. And here he is. He delivered again. Oh, we forgot to mention he was warming up in the 18th inning as well. Right. So he was planning on coming in that game as well. So it wasn't just these three. There was 4 out of the 7 that were played here where he was planning on coming in. But what an unbelievable performance by Yamamoto.
You know, another thing, too, is young athletes don't get enough credit. You know, and listen, I'm all for old school. But Yamamoto is old school. He did what Oral Hershiser did many moons ago. It didn't matter the situation. No days rest. I'm going out there, and I'm going to give my team a chance to win. He did it tonight, but what he does is, yes, he's making a lot of money, but it ain't about that. It's about making sure he's there for his teammates. And Oral Hershiser, when you took the mound back in the day, did you care how much money you were making? Absolutely not. None.
No way.
It's all about your team, and that is the character of each and every one of those guys. I said it earlier, there's a bunch of superstars from Freddie Freeman, Shohei, Mookie Betts, Will Smith, but it's all about the team. Yamamoto, they make sure, hey, no matter, Blake Snell, hey, I got hit around a little bit, I'll be ready to go. Yep. Glasnow, he's a starter. He came into relief last night and tonight. Yeah. It's all about the team. It is so refreshing. These guys do not get enough credits. They don't. And everybody says, oh, it's a big money team. Guess what? There's a lot of teams that spend a boatload of money and they don't make the playoffs. It's the character and making sure you have the right guys in place to be able to win. And I'm so proud of these guys.
And we said everybody was available. You know, no matter what was going on, they said everybody was available. And this wasn't really coming from Dave Roberts. This was those guys telling Dave Roberts, we're available. All of us, we're available. Each and every one of them letting him know, available. What do you need? And he called upon them. Says, okay, yes, this is how we got here. You know, this is what we know we needed in the postseason. And those guys delivered.
And this was after last night, after Game 6. Dave Roberts said Yoshinobu was the only player who wouldn't be available in Game 7. And then today he changed his tune a little bit because Yoshinobu played catch. He felt pretty good and said, Skip, I can give you something tonight. And then sure enough, he goes out there. He did more than give him something. And technically, Oral, he pitched 3 days in a row because he went 6 innings on October 31st. And then he came into this game. It was still technically November 1st in Toronto. And then it was a stroke of midnight. And he finished it on November 2nd. So Yoshinobu Yamamoto, just we're going to be talking about this World Series performance, this whole postseason performance for many, many, many years to come. And there is the Commissioner's Trophy for the World Series champions, Oral.
It's about to get real wet. That trophy, what a performance. It is nail-biting. It is crazy as we watch the game. You know, Pa has his catch in left field, knocking Kike to the ground. I think Kike wasn't hurt. I think he was just laying there going, they didn't score. Okay, it's time to get up and still play some more.
He might have been on the floor going, did you catch it?
Yes.
Did you catch it? Is it in your glove? We're still playing, right? Yes, we are. Man, you got from that catch
and
to
that's
Miggy Rowe and to his pick at second base.
Well, you guys always talk about having to stay ready. I mean, don't try to get ready. You want to stay ready.
No.
Andy Pages was just inserted into the game for defensive purposes for his arm because the Blue Jays had the winning run on third, and they might need to throw out a runner at the plate. And he makes that catch in left center field. Dave Roberts put him out there, and he makes that catch. And then Miguel Rojas, who didn't play or wasn't in the lineup for 25 days, and he has the last 2 nights that he had.
Dave Roberts deserves a lot of, a ton of credit. We talk about making sure you put guys in position, and John, you just mentioned that. Making sure Pages, who has an elite arm, but he's got tremendous range there in the outfield. We know Tommy Edmonds kind of hobbled a little bit with his ankle. He inserts Andy Pages, he makes that incredible game-saving catch. But again, making the right moves at the right time, and that's why these Dodgers are sitting, again, back-to-back champs.
37 years later, these are guys will hug each other, even if they hadn't seen each other in a year or 5 years, because this bond now is so deep. And a few of them, maybe a lot of them, are going to have a chance at back-to-back-to-back. but they are best friends of best friends for life, and they are going to be embedded in Dodger and baseball fans for the rest of their life. They will hear about this World Series.
They will forever have that bond as World Series champions. A lot of these guys winning back-to-back, and then you have the first-timers, the people like Blake Snell, who wanted to be a part of something like this, and Roki Sasaki, a young guy who the Dodgers signed out of Japan, and he's winning a World Series in his first year in the big league. So there are a number of guys experiencing this for the very first time as well.
You win an 18-inning game, everybody in that locker room contributed.
Yeah.
You know, there is not anybody that says, well, we did, and I'm going to get a ring, but I don't feel like I'm part of this. No, they are all part of it.
Just incredible. We're about to have the celebration of all celebrations here in 2025. The Dodgers waiting to get everybody into this clubhouse, waiting for Dave Roberts to address the team, and maybe Clayton Kershaw or someone else will address the team as well as that party is beginning.
They're getting the goggles ready. Kirsten, get your goggles ready.
I think Kirsten's in the Let It Burn school, like Clayton Kershaw. But this is going to be a well-deserved celebration for the Dodgers because nothing came easy for this team really all season long. We remember Yamamoto, speaking of how great he was in October, we remember he was 1 out away from a no-hitter in Baltimore, and he loses the no-hitter. Dodgers lose that game, and that felt like rock bottom in the season. Since that day, the Dodgers went 28-9.
Wow.
The rest of the way, 13-4 here in October to win a World Series.
You called it at that time. It was rock bottom, but you said they're going to either do one of two things.
Right.
They're either going to crash and burn, or they're going to use that as motivation.